God, please take this out. he threw me under the bus so bad.
So we're midway through the 2023 men's collegiate tennis season. A lot of storylines across the Division III thread. Our alma mater, Isaac and I, Concordia College. Great start on the year compared to last year. We've got two players at the top of the lineup who are having great seasons. One of the biggest stories in the Midwest, though, are the Gustavus Golden Gussies. And I know you think Gustavus, they win the MIAC every year. Yes, that may be true. This year, though, is a special team. They are ranked number 10 in the country. That's the highest that it's been in a significant amount of time. They haven't won the national championship as a team since 1982. Are they going to win it this year? I don't know. But I do know there have been some exciting developments for the Golden Gusty men this year. And that's why we've got on the show today, we've got Nick Aney and Indranil Rout. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Good.
Fantastic.
So, Nick, I hear that you were doing a little fine dining before this. Can you tell us what you cooked up?
Yeah, so I was experimenting with a little reverse sear when David gave me the call that they were looking to have us on the podcast. So I said, "All right, I gotta finish this steak up, and then we're good to hop on." So finished it up, threw on the pan, gave her a nice sear. Now I'm just here enjoying my steak and talking about some tennis. So what a night! What a Thursday night!
What a night! What a night! And would you consider yourself a grill master, Nick?
You know, when I'm with the boys, when we're hanging out, you know, nice summer day, we got the meat out, we get the grill going. I'm not afraid to take care of the meat. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
you're more of a charcoal or a gas guy.
Definitely gas. I don't have the touch with the charcoal, but yeah. You give me some gas and some meat, I'll get the job done.
Hey, that's all you can ask for. We're all about efficiency here. And Neil, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Unlike Nick, I didn't cook my own dinner. I had burger and fries at Mankato.
Yeah. Where'd you get your burger from?
Five Guys. Our roommate Will drove us.
Very nice, very nice. No, that Five Guys burgers and fries.
They gave us free fries, and I think it was because the worker knew that we were top 10 in the country. So.
I would say that's probably the case. Some would argue that fries are a bit too salty, including myself, but that's a conversation for another day.
Oh, they are overrated. They just give you a ton of them, so it's just.
They do. I mean, let's just say if every American ate at Five Guys, the life expectancy of this country would plummet by at least 20 years. It's God damn it. Those things are a walking cardiac arrest. But to your point, Neil, you guys are ranked number 10 in the country right now. You've got some important matches coming up. I know you guys are about to head to the Deep South, play a little tennis. How are you guys feeling about the season thus far?
Wait. Do you consider California the Deep South, David?
Oh, fuck. No, you guys are going to Never mind. We're going to redo that. Speaking of that, you guys are number 10 in the country right now. You've had a hot start to the season. You're headed to the Wild West, to the beautiful beaches of California. How's the season gone, and how are you guys feeling?
Take it away.
All right. I think one key thing for us this year was getting to host indoors. I think that kind of set the tone for the rest of the year. There's nothing quite like playing for a national championship at home. You know, a bunch of friends, family, and then of course our entire team there just going nuts the whole weekend. And we played some really good tennis that weekend. Had a nice win, and really just kind of gained a lot of confidence that we can hang with any team in the nation. So I think we kind of took that as kind of a springboard and went and had some good matches down at the Stag Hen invite, and really just kind of kept that momentum going since indoors.
Yeah, no, that's great. And with the Stag Hen, like I followed it a little bit, but were some of your guys' matches canceled because of rain?
It rained like a ton.
Yeah, bless the rains down in California. That's a damn shame.
Mm-hmm.
But with that tournament, ITA indoors, you guys come in as a team that's you're hosting it, so you're in it. But the other 7 teams are I believe they were all top 10 teams in the country.
Yes, sir.
What's the mentality that you take into that? Like, that you guys are a good team. You're playing against quality opponents who are ranked at the time higher than you. Is there anything different than, like, let's say you play a quality team like Luther or Whitewater, but you're playing Emory, you're playing Chicago, you're playing North Carolina Wesleyan. What's the difference in mindset? Is there one?
Well, we have our leader this year, Sarab Tarakanambi. We had like a meeting with the guys that were playing, and I would like to say that he really like fired up all the boys, and he made it seem like it was just another day, another team, and just put the expectation of winning on us. And a lot of the guys, they listened to him.
Yeah, if you guys want some good content, have Sorab on.
I kind of want to interject here. So I played Sorab this last summer and got my ass absolutely handed to me. But you guys are going out to California. You guys are playing Pomona Pitzer, who my best friend from high school went there, didn't play tennis there or whatnot. But how do you guys fare with them? I know they used to be super, super good tennis school. Are they top? Are they a top tennis school right now?
Well, they were.
They were at indoors. I think they finished 7th at indoors, and then they were like top 10 to start the year. I think they've dropped a little bit since then, but they're still a super solid team, and we're playing them, and it'll be a battle, and they're a good team, so we're excited about it.
So where in your lineup? So from 1 to 6, and then obviously your 3 doubles teams, where are you guys the strongest? Are you guys super strong at the top? Are you guys really deep? Like, where's your strengths?
I think doubles is a strength for sure. We've been up after dubs in a lot of matches, and then in the matches that we haven't been up, like we've looked back at it and been like, man, like we really should have gotten that doubles match or that doubles match. Like it just kind of came down to execution or whatever. And then I think overall in our singles, our depth has been really strong this year too. Guys playing 4, 5, 6, they've been rock solid, battling in every match. And so I think kind of our dubs combined with our depth has been a key to our success this year.
And let's also not forget that this guy, I think, is top 10 in the country. So let's not discount that. That's a big
there's
role.
there's no national rankings out, so not true.
To you guys' point, from an outsider's perspective, I do think depth is a big strength of you guys. I look back at teams when Ike and I were playing back in the Stone Age. It's like you had Mahanad, who was one of the best players in all of Division III. And that obviously is a weapon. You guys don't necessarily obviously you guys are both great players. But your guys' depth, I think, is more of a highlight than it used to be. And with that, in doubles, I want to bring up a certain individual, Gage Goal, freshman from the great state of South Dakota.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
freshman playing 2 dubs.
He's him.
Yeah, what's it been like with him? I mean, he's somebody who is obviously an excellent junior player, but has really just improved his doubles game. And I know Nick, obviously last year you played with Alex Buddy at 1 dubs. This year you guys are split up. You're playing with Daniel Fouché at 1, and he's playing with Alex Buddy at 2. Does that create some more depth, you think, in your doubles lineup?
Yeah, and I'll answer the first question with Gage. One thing I noticed right away, I think Gage is just a baller. So in high school, he played a lot of basketball, and I think he was quite good. So I think what they say, the bright lights are never too bright for him. So I think at indoors we saw right away that he's probably played in front of bigger crowds in basketball, and I kind of just think that like that confidence translates to tennis, and he just plays the way he always plays in practice. He plays in a match, and I think that goes a long way because you don't see that a lot in tennis.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that, like, to your point, like, you know, I've only seen him play a couple doubles matches, but like he plays like he's got nothing to lose. Which is important. What are your guys' goals for this season? I know that obviously the two of you are fifth-year seniors. You've got a number of other guys on the team that are in that same boat. Like, what's it like playing this year? You know, COVID obviously sucked, but it gave you guys another year of college tennis. Is it exciting having another year? Like, what's the expectation this year compared to last year?
COVID, like getting that whole season taken away, like that really sucked. So it's been kind of nice having this like almost like a redo of a season essentially. And Neil and I are also taking like one class each right now. So we're just living like the total senior slide. So that's been awesome. Basically just kind of hanging out with the guys on the team, playing a bunch of tennis. Just really enjoying our last semester here at Gustavus. So all that's been awesome. But back to the tennis, we didn't lose anyone that was in our lineup last year coming into this year. And I think we kind of, at the end of last year, we were really starting to kind of find ourselves as a team. So we knew coming into this year that, you know, if everyone kind of stayed on that trajectory, we had the opportunity to be a good team. Obviously, we've had a good start to the season, but it's far from over. But, you know, at the same time, the wins and losses, like, you know, you never know going into the match if you're gonna get that win or not. So, you know, I know Neil here, he always tells me that his, you know, goal going into every match is just to focus on his own values. So Neil, I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, but
yeah, you know, I just effort is a big part of everything, and effort is one of my biggest values, and I love just showcasing the effort and sportsmanship. God, please take this out. he threw me under the bus so bad.
Sorry, Neil. No can do. Cancel me if you need to.
Well, Neil, I know that, you know, in the sport of tennis, there are a few things you can control, but you can control your footwork, your attitude, your sportsmanship, and your effort, and your focus. You can also control the maintenance of your car and keeping it within your ownership. How's your car doing these days?
You know, I am carless right now in St. Peter because I'm not bringing that same kind of car to Minnesota ever again, nor will I ever own a Hyundai in my life.
Yeah, so for our millions of viewers, Neil's car was ruthlessly stolen from the University of Minnesota campus this past year.
Yep.
The kind gentleman was out for a walk the next night even, and found one of his tennis shoes and hats in a Minneapolis bus stop.
I had a tournament that weekend, and I had one tennis shoe, and then a very good friend of mine drove me to the impound lot where I found my car with the broken window, and in the trunk was the other shoe. So I was good for that weekend, but then I had no rackets. They took my rackets.
How does a situation like that motivate you?
So, you know, that burning desire of whoever stole my car, you know, like there is a vivid description of a type of person that stole the car. And unfortunately, I have not played that type of person in a match yet. But when I play the type of person in a match, it's going to be ruthless. And I will take all my anger out on them, on this person. They stole my Djokovic autographed hat too. In the car. You know, they probably.
Damn. There must be a comedian in the house. What's this commotion all about?
You want to get on a podcast?
Oh, my bad.
No. It's like a super chill podcast.
What's up, podcast?
This is our roommate.
How's it going?
What's up, dog? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
I'm Jack.
He's a hockey player.
Jack, you play hockey.
Yep.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Frozen Four?
I'm thinking the Gulfs are gonna win it just because of that first
Oh,
line.
fuck you.
Hey, Jorgie, come here. Jorgie's television. Jordan, actually, come here, bro. Come here. You're right here.
Come on.
Georgie, come on.
You gotta get on the podcast, dude. He's running away, dude.
So this is a great example that tennis players do in fact have friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
Oftentimes,
I have a question here. So Nick, Neil. So one thing that I've always been jealous of, in my college years, way back when, was the bubble that Gustavus had. The amount of indoor time that you guys have or have the opportunity to have playing tennis there. Do you guys take advantage of that? Like, what does your schedule look like playing tennis there?
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nice that like we don't have to like drive like 20 minutes to practice. But like I think a misconception is like the bubble's always open for us. But we also have like literally it feels like this year it's been like fully booked with lessons right after practice. And I think David taught there for a couple of years. But like it's cool like it's really nice to have a bubble, but at the same time sometimes I think it can be overblown. It's not like if I want to hit after practice for another hour, it's like really hard sometimes to get that extra court.
Sure.
But it is super nice still.
Yeah.
have either of you ever thought about climbing the bubble?
Of course, everyone's thought about it.
But they put like a gate in front of it now, I think, after like some people have tried climbing
Yeah,
the bubble.
college kids on Friday and Saturday nights have been known to give her the old college try climbing the bubble.
Yeah.
I don't know what the success rate is, but that's what sometimes goes down.
Yeah, well, Isaac and I would easily make it. We've climbed a lot of buildings at Concordia. But to that point, how big of a recruiting advantage do you think that is for Gustavus Adolphus? I mean, I can't think of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if there's any other campuses in the upper Midwest in this part of the country that have an on-campus facility at the Division III level that you can play at in the winter.
Yeah, I think like if you just look at the MIAC in this area, it's like a big advantage compared to the other schools. That's why we've been so dominant in the MIAC. But like when you talk about recruiting on like a national level, I don't think it plays a part. Like I'm pretty sure like in the top 10 teams, we probably have the lowest like rated recruits out of high school.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of wear that as a badge of honor. So
yeah,
when you start to get into like the very top teams in D3, there's a lot of teams that are like the weather's nice and they can play outdoor tennis year round, and then they're also super good academic schools. So they're mostly getting kids that like would usually go D1, but a coach is basically able, like a D3 coach is basically able to lure them to go D3 based on like the academics of the school. So if you look at like the top like liberal arts colleges and like research universities and stuff, and then compare that with like the top teams in D3 tennis, like they're very similar. And that's kind of what coaches like leverage to get like, top 50 recruits in the nation. So
yeah. Well, and I think that's a great point. And I do want to bring up a point that you made, Neil. Gustavus has a long history of developing players. And players that aren't necessarily 3, 4, 5-star recruits. Like take Chase Johnson for an example. Somebody who came in as I believe he was a 2-star recruit, like solid high school player, but not necessarily somebody that you would picture would become an All-American. And he became one. What is it about Gustavus men's tennis where you're able to develop those players who are 1-star, 2-star recruits? I don't think Patrick Whaling had any stars. What is it with those guys, and how, some college tennis players will play college tennis, get a little bit better just by playing a lot. Others will get worse. But Gustavus has a history of really elevating guys? What is it?
Well, I think it's first to say that like those two, like Chase and Pat, I think like people do get better at Gustavus, but those are like the biggest like outliers, like the biggest outliers of the group. I don't think anyone's gotten that better at Gustavus like those two, especially. But I think you're right. Like having a bubble and having like the ability to, if you want to get the idea that if you want to get better, you can get better as long as you do everything. So I think that plays a part. But
I think two big things are that A, yeah, we do have the bubble, and then B, we have so many guys on the team that there's like always going to be guys that are like wanting to hit and that are like have that drive and that are hungry. So when we bring in like a big recruiting class that might not have like the like 4-star 5 stars like you were saying, but if we have guys that are like scrappy and have that like desire to get better, like there's so many opportunities to play, like hit with so many guys in the off season, like play so much tennis. So I think like the opportunity and the availability to just play a ton of tennis is there. And like we have big teams and there are always guys that have that drive and end up like, really developing and seeing success.
Yeah. What I kind of got a question. So what are you guys studying? Like, what are you guys going to school for here? You're in your last semester of school, whatnot, finishing up, whatnot. What do you guys, what's next in your guys' plans?
all right, take a guess like what I majored in just by like looking at me. Just take a guess.
Computer science.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Good job.
That's it. I have a job after this, so
Heck yeah.
that's about it. This got a little more
All right,
interesting.
now take a guess with me.
David?
Sorry, say again.
I said you have to guess with me. I don't know if I'm playing in any stereotypes or not. But
I feel like
I
you're
already
some sort of
fucking
a
know
science
you're gonna
major,
be a
maybe
fucking
like
dentist.
physical therapy of some sort.
Yeah. So I'm biochemistry major and I'm going to dental school next year.
Let's go. I love it. I love
Love
it.
it. We've got a white dentist and Indian computer scientist.
Yep.
Yep.
No, but I think, both of you guys are very talented tennis players. Probably could have gone a route at a higher level. What can you say about the experience that you've had at Gustavus, where you're playing high level tennis at the Division III level, but you're getting a really high class education too?
Yeah, I think so. I have a older sister, Katie. She's 4 years older than me. She went to Gustavus, and I think I kind of saw her like have a ton of like success as in like academic like opportunities, and also like she played hockey and tennis her freshman year and then ended up just playing tennis after that. So she kind of like demonstrated to me, I guess, that like when you go to Gustavus, it's not like because you're going to like a smaller school or like a D3 school or anything that you're like capping any kind of like opportunities. So that was kind of cool to see her have a ton of success. And then I think when I came, I just had a pretty similar experience where, Gustavus on like the academic side, like it's, small classes and, people are looking out for you and stuff. So that's all good there. Obviously helped Neil and I out a lot. And then, as far as like the tennis goes, I was kind of drawn to like a team where, I knew I could contribute, and then I knew that we could have, success on like the national scale. So I guess all those things kind of fit together at Gustavus, and that's kind of what drew me there.
Yeah. And shit. Recently we had Sebastian Weil on our channel. He was talking a little bit about the King of Rochester, the Dos Equis man of Rochester.
My question for you: who is the alpha of Rochester male tennis. Is it you or is it Nicholas Aney?
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh God. What do you define as being alpha? Because there are certain aspects to it.
Is a Dos Equis man, and by that I say they're holistic.
Okay.
They potentially are, they may not be the most interesting man in the world, but perhaps the most interesting man in Rochester.
I could be wrong, and this could be famous last words if I am indeed wrong, but I do believe that Nicholas Aney has yet to get a set off me in a competitive match. I could be wrong. I know he's never beaten me, but there is context that needs to be mentioned. Nick was a dual sport athlete, unbelievable hockey player. You can make a very good argument that if he doesn't play hockey, things would be different, and that's a very fair argument.
And he mentioned that he thought he was the tennis, maybe man of Rochester, but he said that you, because of hockey, maybe you were the Dos Equis man of Rochester. What are your thoughts on that? Did you listen to that at all?
I did see that. So sorry. I did see that. I got to give credit where credit's due. Obviously, Sebastian is having an incredible year at Wisconsin right now. Playing high in their lineup, getting a bunch of wins. So he's absolutely got me in the tennis department. I'm gonna throw a little wild card at you for as far as most interesting man outside of the tennis court. I'm gonna hit you with Matty Ice Christensen. The guy just got back from a heater in Vegas where he won a combined 1 for 22 on sports betting.
Oh no. Poor fella.
As far as the most interesting man, I think I'm gonna vote for him.
Love it.
That's a tough one. I mean,
And
I don't know Matt
he's
super well.
done playing college sports, so you can include that.
Yeah, it's almost hard to do.
Yeah.
Not that I know.
Imagine just fading him and going 22-1 when you're in Vegas. I mean,
that's yeah. I mean, I don't know Matt that well, but you said he went 1 for 22, so he won once.
mm-hmm.
He strikes me as a man of academia, as a man who is smart, who's not going to lose 21 bets, but he did. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, like he is a man of academia. He's also, Eau Claire. They like to have their fun there, so that's why I'm giving him my vote for the Dos Equis most interesting man.
You know what they say? When in doubt, go to Stout. If not there, then Eau Claire.
It's a good one.
Love it.
I want to ask you two. So you've got a nice viewing deck at the Bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It has recently been renamed. It is the Boy and Betty Toy viewing deck. Do you realize that is the Boy Toy viewing deck? Has that ever thought your mind as you've walked into practice or a match?
That has absolutely crossed my mind.
It has
Pretty much every single time I look up there and see that.
I've met the people, so it hasn't crossed my mind. I just think of the two people that it's named.
So Boy Toy.
Yeah, I know boy toy.
Is he a good dude?
Yeah, I like Todd. He was on my court at TLC. He got us all free breakfast once a week.
Yeah, he's a player. He gets around a little bit.
Oh, he's a legend. Yeah.
Um.
Hey, Betty ain't bad either, though. Like,
What do you, as Drewski would say, what do you mean by that?
So you guys are taking one class this semester.
yeah.
Would you consider you guys more? Are you a student athlete or are you an athlete student?
I'm an athlete student worker because I also I have one class and I kind of still have a job and I play tennis.
I'd say right now, if we're going by pie chart of time, I'm definitely an athlete student. So, tennis is especially this semester where I'm, just taking one class, I'm definitely spending more time, with the bubble and the gym and such. So yeah, I'm going full athlete student this semester.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah. As the great Cardale Jones once said, I ain't here to play school.
Exactly.
Well, we'll wrap up here. You guys have a big week ahead going down to Cali. Probably get some In-N-Out burger in, a little surf, a little action on the court.
Sorry. In-N-Out is so overrated.
No.
I've never had it, so I can't say.
The fries are trash. The burger's good and cheap. That's what I'll say.
Well, you're expecting so much, but it's just, it's not it. Pat Whaling said it's like McDonald's. Pat Whaling.
It's a bold claim. I can't eat it because I'm allergic to gluten.
I think it's fire.
Yeah. Okay, so one of my nicknames for Neil is Mr. Contrarian.
Yeah.
So whatever, with like any kind of take, it could be like sports, food, anything. Neil's always got to just be like the edgy, like go against the flow. So Neil saying that In-N-Out sucks is just him being a contrarian again. But I will agree that the fries are not good.
There you go. I love it. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm excited to cut this up a little bit and make sure this is awesome. So appreciate it, Nick and Neil.
For sure.
Nice.
Where'd David go?
I don't know.
Gotta piss.
Gotcha.
Do up diddling ding dong day.